everybody. The week is off to a good start. We've got a live stream. I'm so excited to see everyone, and we have some excellent stories to go over. Things are starting to pick up. Hooray! All right, so welcome everyone. 1 second, let me check something. 1 second. I'll just have to check it after, I guess. I thought this was, someone said they didn't get an ad. I thought I had clicked monetized. Frustrating. All right, so anyway, thanks for joining. We have a lot of great stories to go over today. I see we have some new members. Hey, Manuel. Hey, Ethan. Hey, MF. I'm glad you guys are enjoying hey, Yabaro. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the grace emoji. I have some cool new emojis that are being developed for you. They shall debut very soon, along with something pretty interesting. Oh, thanks for telling me, Stella. Thanks for Carlos. Thanks, guys. That's great. So it's so nice to see everybody. We're going to have a great time. The way the streams work, if you're new, welcome. The way it works is that we'll do the 3 stories of the day. Then for the final 10 minutes, you can ask me anything that you would like. And then I'll do a couple of shout outs. All right, so hooray. All right. So story number 1. Hold on. Boop. Hey, Mr. Pickle. Hey, Carlos. All right, so story number 1. Some set pics have been going up the past few days of Secret Invasion, which has just begun filming. And the reason I'm covering it in a live stream is because I'm still working to get some theories together as to what's going on. And also, that's very clever, Thomas. And also, there's not anything too remarkable in the photos so far. So I thought they'd be a very good conversation for a live stream. So I have a better shot of the pictures. So hold on, let me get rid of that. Here we go. There they are. You can see Samuel L. Jackson and Emilia Clarke. Welcome to the MCU, Emilia Clarke. That's like the take on Welcome to the X-Men from the comics. But I think, they're on set, and, this is supposed to come out this year. A small site had put out a story that they had heard that it would come out maybe in 2023. But I also saw recently someone saying, no, it's back on. It's going to be 2022, as had always been reported. I think it's going to be 2022. I think probably the end of 2022, but it's going to be an amazing story. So we'll talk a little bit about all this, and I'll tell you some of my current theories that are formulating. All right, so first thing is Samuel L. Jackson, a.k.a. Nick Fury, still no eye patch, as was revealed in that picture when they did the Disney Plus Day in November. So he has no eye patch. He's got that Siemens beard, but he does have the cat scratches over his eye. So he still kind of like has a cool, almost cable-like thing going on with his peeper. So he's working there with Emilia Clarke, and the setting here was made up to look very much like Russia. So some of you are like, "Oh, what's going on? It's Russia." So I was asking around, and the current theory is that Secret Invasion will be a worldwide invasion. So Nick Fury will be working with agents around the globe, maybe, to stop the Skrulls. So I'm trying to find out why the Skrulls are suddenly evil, because of course Captain Marvel was a real surprise that they were nice guys, right? They were fantastic, in fact. Maybe there's a division within the Skrulls themselves. And it was revealed at the end of Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home, that Nick Fury was working with the Skrulls. He was allowing them to impersonate him on Earth, and he was in a space station working with the Skrulls. So what's going on? Are they like disgruntled workers? They're like, forget it, we're just going to take over the Earth. Now, also, I'm still trying to come up with a theory as to who Emilia Clarke is. Now, I think all of us had hoped she'd be Abigail Brand. She's perfectly cast, and that could be a wig. She could be hiding her green hair, as Barbie Minaj just said. There's a lot of different ways they could go with it. I think that it would be crazy if she was just a regular agent. That doesn't make any sense to me. Another thing, though, that I think would be interesting is if she would be another widow. Right? Like if she was another Black Widow, ex-Black Widow character. I think that could be very interesting, especially because she's in the Russian setting. But I still would think that it would be Abigail Brand. Let's just see. Let's see who it is. I'm very, very interested. Now, there's also a rumor going around that there will be a lot of cameos, MCU big name cameos in this movie. Maybe not top tier. Maybe they can swing one top tier. But it's going to be, you can't tell Secret Invasion without having some major guest stars, because the whole point is that the Skrulls are impersonating, really big characters. That's how far the infiltration has gone. Who here has read the Secret Invasion comic? It's one of the best comics I've ever read. That's why I feel so good about this event. And I'm actually glad that it's a series, because Mika's saying it should be Avengers 5, but maybe not like the slow burn to it. Maybe it'll eventually become Avengers 5, the big fight. But it's such an incredible story, as Juan just said too. It's just so good. Now, let me tell you, the reason that it makes such a big deal to me is that, when I was reading the comic, this was a long time ago. I think, when does it come out? 2000, before 2010, I think, right? I was reading it, and at the time, no one knew what Brian Michael Bendis was doing. So it was incredible to have Hank Pym reveal himself to be a Skrull and point blank shoot Reed Richards. That was just incredible. It was during I believe it was during the Elektra autopsy, when she was revealed to be a Skrull. That was just an absolutely incredible reveal that was shocking. And then they did a flashback comic where they talked about how Hank Pym was turned, and it was by one of his students who he'd had an affair with. It was just incredible, absolutely incredible. And it's like, to this day, I would say that it's one of the only times when I've been reading a comic that I was that shocked by what happened. It was up there with Captain America picking up Mjolnir in the movie. And it's very rare that happens in a comic, by the way. In a comic. Also, a lot of the times these days, big reveals in comics are ruined in the press by the publisher, because they want you to pick up the comic. Like, how many times have you seen a big story in the New York Times or somewhere else, or the Hollywood Reporter, where they go, oh, you better pick up today's Batman. Here's what happens. And you're like, kind of would have liked to have seen that in the comic, So it was really, really cool. It was just an absolutely incredible story. So I'm curious as to see who will be a Skrull and how long have they been a Skrull. That's where things get really, really interesting. How long have they been a Skrull? How long has this been going on? I just think that's incredible. All right, so I think and also, by the way, Emilia Clarke's shirt, she's wearing the Skrull colors. So maybe she is a Skrull. Maybe that's her way to sneak in and be with them, right? She's like, hey guys, I like you guys. Look, I know what's up. I got red and green Skrull colors. So I thought that was an interesting touch. But Emilia Clarke, she does very well on television, but she's done a horrible job. I think Emilia Clarke is really talented, and I've loved her in every movie that she's been in. Maybe she is Talos' daughter, Jacob. I would be up for that as well. Although, is she working with Fury? Is Fury tracking her? That's an excellent question. We don't know what side she's on. Maybe, as you said, Mika, she is Ben Mendelsohn's daughter, right? Maybe she's his daughter grown up and she's the problem and they're following her. That could be really cool. I mean, she's a great actress. I think the movies that she's been in have not gotten the success that they deserve. I think she's a very good comedian that nobody gives her credit for. But, her movies have crashed and burned. All right, so I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this. I could not be more excited. All right, so that's the first story of the day. All right, let me clear my notes there to get to the next one. So I hope that we get some more pictures. Yeah, Maria Hill was on set as well, but she just was having some eyeliner applied. I didn't really think that was something we needed to look at. So I'm excited. All right, story number 2. Boop. All right, so Dwanta's coming back to town. I love Dwanta. All right, so Chris Evans, let's start talking with him. The headline is that Chris Evans has joined Dwayne Johnson's Christmas franchise, which will start out as a movie on Amazon for 2023. All right, so Chris Evans, post-Marvel, has had a very interesting career. He is doing, of course, he's rumored to be coming back to the MCU at some point, right? So anyway, Netflix, hold on one second here. Netflix is The Gray Man. They're going to be doing that. That's very cool. He's doing that with Ryan Gosling for the Russo brothers, so that should be a really big deal. Then next up, He also is Lightyear. He's doing the voice in Lightyear, and I'm very curious to see how people react to that. Because, as I told you, there's like a pretty big twist in that movie, which I think I would never have approved it, but I'm curious to see how people react to it. Then he, of course, has had some really killer cameos in Free Guy. He was hilarious in that. And Don't Look Up. Really great cameos. He was hilarious. You know, Chris Evans is a really funny guy. Started out as a comedian, as you might recall, before becoming very serious. He's as funny as Robert Downey Jr., but he, of course, became very serious as Steve Rogers. And that's right. He's extremely involved in politics and charity. And he was Prince Charming at that year's Oscars, as you might recall. And yes, Knives Out was great for him. He was fantastic. He and that sweater became overnight sensations. I don't know why he insists on having a beard all the time. I personally prefer Chris Evans without a beard, but I know that he obviously prefers himself with a beard. But I'm like, get out of your own way, man. You look better without the beard. All right, and he's like, it's funny, I was trying to find pictures of him, and I was like, he had a beard in Infinity War, and Infinity War was apparently the movie where all the actors could look however they felt most comfortable. Scarlett Johansson, you want to be blonde? Fine. Chris Evans, you want to wear a beard? Go ahead. And he's like, thank you. I'm like, but you look better without the beard. Although, what do you guys prefer, Chris Evans' beard or no beard? Some of you love the beard. Interesting. I do not like the beard. Oh, look at you all loving the beard. That's great. Maybe you'll have a beard in Red 1. That's hilarious. Although Andrea says both. That's great. Boy, you guys like the beard. You guys like your bear. All right, Chris Evans' bear version. All right, so, very funny. All right, so he is now joining Red 1 for Amazon. And this is where Dwayne, who Dwayne Johnson has previously used for charity and also some business ventures, goes supersonic, right? Dwayne Johnson, and his bid for global domination now takes on Christmas. Now, I want to say that I've always loved Dwayne. I think Dwayne is a great idea. I think that I've seen some of the charity work he's done as Dwayne, and it's incredible. Hey, Fly. I think it's really lovely. And he recently got a stake in Salt and Straw, the crazy ice cream company that makes weird flavors. And he released some Dwayne flavors that were alcoholic for the holidays, I believe, last year. So he and his company, $7 Production, are like, let's try and see if we can have a whole franchise for Christmas. You know, that's one of his publicity photos is Dwayne. Look at him. He's rocking Dwayne hardcore. He's got the hat. He's got a jingle bell around his neck. He's got the tats, the strong boot. It's fantastic. So they're making a movie called Red 1, which is super secret. Nobody knows what it's about. And I'm impressed that it's not leaked, but it's a super secret idea. But we know some of the people who are involved. So Dwayne Johnson has gotten Jake Kasdan to direct, who did his Jumanji movies. And Chris Morgan, who wrote most of the Fast and Furious movies. Kevin Hart as an elf is a great idea, Dan. That's not confirmed, but that would be fantastic. He's got to at least be like a cameo as an elf. But anyway, a lot of people love Kurt Russell as Santa Paul. I'm amazed how well that does every year. So anyway, Chris Morgan, who wrote most of the Fast and Furious movies, including Hobbs and Shaw, will be writing this as well. But I'm very curious as to who Chris Evans could possibly be playing in this movie. How does Chris Evans factor in to Dwayne's story? I'm real curious. I think that this is part of like the combination that maybe he could be the villain. Maybe, he's like someone that Dwayne needs to bring over the Christmas spirit. There's a lot of cool ways they could go with this. Mrs. Claus. That's funny. I like it. Chris Evans would totally be down for that. And I think I would too. It would be fantastic. So anyway, Ryan Reynolds, of course, teamed up with Dwayne Johnson very successfully in Red Notice. Jason Statham teamed up with him in Hobbs and Shaw. I think Dwayne Johnson is very much a formula guy, as a lot of people are. And I think he feels that he does best when he teams up with someone. That's actually a very clever idea because, a lot of us have been saying Dwayne Johnson works so much that sometimes you feel like there's like so much Dwayne Johnson, it's a lot. But if you're like, hey, what about Dwayne Johnson, but with this actor you love? Then I think people are okay, I'll go watch that. And I think that's very, very clever. So I think it's a great idea. I'm very excited about this. And as we were just discussing, Chris Evans is a very funny guy. So he could be fantastic here. He could be really, really great. So I'm excited. I think I was going to watch Red One no matter what, quite frankly. But this just makes it an even better package. So, and this is going to be on Amazon. So that means it probably won't be in theaters. Amazon will release... they released Being the Ricardos in theaters, but it didn't blow up like it did on the streaming service. Same like with The Tomorrow War, although that never hit theaters. But, Amazon is actually surprisingly competitive in the streaming space, and they want to continue that. So, they're certainly coming on board. It would be interesting to have them in. I don't think they're often left out of the discussion of Disney Plus versus HBO Max versus Netflix. And so I think this is a really good building block for them. And because they're hoping that this will be a Christmas franchise for them every year, probably with spin-offs and specials and merchandise, which, what do you know, could be sold on Amazon. That's the play. And that's why I think that Dwayne Johnson and his company went with Amazon, because they can sell merchandise unlike any other streaming service. Although, of course, Disney could have with their Disney Store. But at the same time, Disney has their own Santa IPs. Like, for instance, they're bringing back the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Pretty great. Timothy Chalamet's Jack Frost. I love it. That's brilliant. Tovi, you got to get a Prime account. It includes free 2-day shipping. It's hilarious. I think that's one of the things that keeps it from feeling like it's in the streaming game, because it's not primarily a streaming service. It's used as like an incentive to get the free 2-day shipping. I'm an Amazon Prime member for the 2-day shipping, but I do watch a lot of Amazon content. Mrs. Maisel's coming back right around the corner. I'm excited. All right, so that's the second story of the day. Now for the third story of the day, boom, baby. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio released a teaser trailer this morning. It was a really short teaser trailer, and it had Ewan McGregor doing the voice of Jiminy Cricket. Hold on, I have a better picture for you. There we go. You can see him real big there. It's like super cricket realistic, Guillermo del Toro. And it's revealed, he's like, I know the story of Pinocchio better than anyone because I was there, living in the boy's heart. And I'm like a parasite? I don't like that idea. Hey, Dark Knight Wine 51. I think that's not a good idea. I did not like that at all. I was creeped out by it and felt kind of bad for Pinocchio. So that's the teaser. So he's like, that's the big reveal, that he lives inside of Pinocchio, which, at least I guess maybe as his conscience, shouldn't he be in his head? But I think that's creepy too. I'm not a fan of it. And also it's there's a weird stop motion quality to it. I don't know if it's actually stop motion or if they put that in via computer, but it makes me feel, that's right, what happens when he becomes real, Keith? He's got worms then. But I think that what it is, this is not a Disney project, Raphael. This is for Netflix. But it looked a lot like Wes Anderson. It reminded me a lot of Wes Anderson's stop motion stuff. It is stop motion. That's great. So, but it's very jerky. I'm sure they could do something a little smoother. But it looks cool. But I thought it was very Wes Anderson-y, to the point that Wes Anderson should be like, "What the heck, man?" All right. So yes, Jay King just pointed out that Nightmare Alley really tanked. And you would think that Guillermo del Toro movie would be a slam dunk. Netflix feels it is. They're releasing this in December of this year, right for awards season, right? Speaking of hearts, right at the heart of awards season. Although since Nightmare Alley crashed and burned so much, my favorite movie of 2021, I don't know how people are going to feel about this. And this, of course, the only thing that could save Nightmare Alley is maybe the Oscars will circle back around and rescue it. But it's not looking good right now. But anyway, some of you were like, but what about Disney? Doesn't Disney have something? Well, yep, that's right. Boop. All right, so Disney, of course, has their own Pinocchio coming along. And this is going to come out before this. Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio is set to come out in the window between July and September of 2022. So they're going to beat Netflix's Pinocchio to the punch, which I think is probably intentional. And it's going to be adorable. I'll tell you that right now, because this is Disney. That's right, Chico, it's a Pinocchio war. And this is going to be, and Graham pointed out, it's a lot like Netflix had the same issue as well. The Jungle Book did as well, with Jon Favreau's version versus Andy Serkis's, and both were quite good, by the way, but were very, very different. Jon Favreau's, of course, though, went on to make $1 billion. So anyway, this Pinocchio is supposed to come out beforehand, either this summer or by September. And this is going to be really cozy. This, of course, is from Robert Zemeckis with Tom Hanks as Geppetto, Cynthia Erivo as the Blue Fairy, and Luke Evans as the coachman. I mean, why even bother to compete with this? And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt will be voicing this Jiminy. Keegan-Michael Key is the fox, Honest John, who leads Pinocchio to Pleasure Island. And Lorraine Bracco is going to be Sophia the Seagull, a new character. Caleb says, I don't trust Zemeckis anymore. I can understand that, but I don't know. I think that Zemeckis' work is really excellent, even when people don't see it. Like, I think he's very talented. And I would certainly think that he's more, I don't know. It's curious. Who can get more in their own way? Zemeckis or Del Toro? That's the real question. But I think that Disney is going to be overseeing this. So I think it'll be very strong. This is exclusively for Disney Plus. Hi, Ty. So these are both basically streaming projects. Will Disney give it a slight theatrical release so it can compete for the awards season? I don't think Disney cares about awards. I think Disney cares about making you subscribe and stay subscribed to Disney Plus. And that means they have to have something new for you to watch every 30 days. And I think they don't want it to be all Marvel and Star Wars content and evergreen content. They really want to have a lot of new Disney content. Traditional Disney. So that's why they need stuff like Pinocchio and Peter Pan and the upcoming Tiana animated series, which is going to be so good. So it's really interesting stuff. All right, so those are the which one do you think you're more excited about? Are you more excited about the Netflix Pinocchio from Guillermo del Toro, or are you more excited about the Disney Plus Robert Zemeckis one? And you could say both. Some of you, look at that. It looks pretty equal. Oh, nope, Disney's taken over. You Guillermo del Toro fans were quick to type, quick to the comment section, but Disney will always win, says KK. That's funny. Funny, and I think to a large part true. They just have such a strong brand and such brand loyalty that it's very difficult to compete with them in their space. That's why Warner Brothers were always like, Warner Brothers, make dark content. No, because Disney can't do that. That's the one area Disney can't follow you down. Chad, you're right. It is like Mirror, Mirror versus Snow White and the Huntsman. All right, so those are the 3 stories of the day. Hold on. All right, it is 1:56. You may ask me anything you'd like until 2:06. Now, I don't have to necessarily answer it because you guys can't get me in trouble. Jonathan says, are you excited for Lord of the Rings on Amazon? I am. I thought that teaser trailer was I was like, how would anybody be excited about this? But I'm certainly going to be covering the show. I got to rewatch the original Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's been a long time. And my favorite thing about the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies is everyone comparing notes afterwards as to where in the film they fell asleep. I think that's hilarious. Michael says, winter activity, skating or skiing? Neither. I am very risk averse. Hey KK, are you loving the Boba Fett series so far? I thought last week's episode was not good. But I am enjoying it. I thought 2 was brilliant. Episode 2 was brilliant. And it's supposed to finish real strong. So let's see what happens in these final 3 episodes. Jorge, as I recently tweeted, I would guess that Obi-Wan will start on May the 4th, which will be incredible. We'll be doing watch-alongs of that for sure. Same week as Doctor Strange. Oh my God! I haven't heard anything about a Black Adam trailer yet. Danny says, do you think Amazon's Lord of the Rings series will flop? I'm not sure. I mean, it's the most expensive television show of all time, and people like Lord of the Rings. So I think, let's see an actual trailer. I think everyone will watch it. I'm glad you're enjoying the new emoji, Elliot. Paul says, do you think Kevin Feige has an end game in mind for the MCU as a whole? No. No. Kevin Feige is a brilliant businessman. He would never kill the golden calf. I think that Marvel hopefully will go on forever, just like Star Wars is going to go on forever. I think Kevin Feige is very smart at planning how to keep people interested. Like there's all this stuff about Secret Wars. There's a lot of chatter about Secret Wars. There's secret invasions coming up. I mean, my only concern is that Kevin Feige is going through the material too fast. That's my concern. Like he's burning through all these stories so quickly, what's going to be left? So that's why it's up to Marvel Comics to come up with some new stuff. And they're not doing a very good job on that front. I haven't read a very good comic book storyline in a while. DC has some interesting stuff that they're doing. What do you guys think? Have you guys read any really great comic book stories recently? From the big two. I've read some great stuff from other publishers. Steven says, do you think the MCU has plans for Wanda post Multiverse of Madness, particularly after seeing she had the most popular TV show? Hey, Aria, thanks for joining. I would say that the end of Doctor Strange 2, if I had to guess, would kind of leave it open-ended. Don't worry about Wanda. Wanda is the most popular female character that Marvel has ever had. She is the first female character they've had at the level of Tony Stark and Captain America, which is so exciting. And so don't worry about Wanda. They don't want to overexpose Wanda either. So they're going to be... Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. He really does. Jay King says, who in your opinion had the standout performance in Succession Season 3? Oh, that's easy. Tom and Kieran Culkin were my two favorites. Thanks, Juan. Anna, Zatanna, and Raven were movies, and I have not heard anything recently, although, of course, we know that Emerald Fennell is working on the screenplay for Zatanna, although she's now prioritizing, as the headline said today, her own next movie. So I think that's probably going to slow Zatanna down just a little bit. Max, the last I heard about Wonder Woman 3 was that they were considering doing like an all-girl kind of fight situation, like that Fantastic Girls... not Girls Night Out, a grudge match, that fantastic animated Justice League, which, by the way, was the best Wonder Woman fight I ever saw, when she was not held back by her own morality, and she was just an incredible powerhouse. It was so good! Keith says, any X-Men tea? I've seen some rumors that I don't agree with about the X-Men, based on what I would think. I think that you're going to see the X-Men. My guess would be that the X-Men would start to kind of peek into the MCU with Doctor Strange too. And then, the X-Men are tricky to bring in here. I think, let's see what Kevin Feige decides to do. Because where have they been all this time? It's tough to do. It's tough. It's tough. Dane, I can't answer your Raised by Wolves question, but the embargo lifts this week, so I'll be reviewing it on Thursday. Danielle, I'm so glad you like that emoji. And I'm glad that I caught you on your lunch break. Let's see here. Juan says, thoughts on Mission Impossible delays? I just want them to do well. I find it incredible that the Mission Impossible movies have never reached $1 billion. The last one was just so incredible. I saw it 3 times in theaters. Once for the press screening and then 2 more times with friends. And it was just such an incredible movie. I still am upset they killed off Henry Cavill. I mean, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I ever saw. He was just phenomenal. But it's just a great show, a great series. I think that they're just so much fun to watch and so well done. It's got to be Tom Cruise, or maybe the brand isn't strong enough. Maybe they need some younger characters to expand the demographic appeal. But it should be, making $1 billion. Raphael says, what about Kang? Will he stay in the Loki series or come to the movies? Kang, as you know, is in Quantumania. So many spoilers about Quantumania have come out recently, and some of them that I feel really legitimately ruin the fun of seeing something in the movie. So I've been holding back on some stuff. Don't get me in trouble. What time is it? Oh, 3 more minutes to go. Dane O'Leary, if I had to guess, I would say that MODOK is in Quantumania. If I had to guess, if I had to wager a guess, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. The character was in the movie. Let's see here. The Flash is supposed to have a test screening this week. Stephen points out the lack of diversity in the Mission Impossible movies. Well, yes, I think that's an issue for sure. But as for major female characters, they have Rebecca Ferguson's character, who's wonderful. TJ, I haven't heard anything lately on the Green Lantern HBO Max series. Chico, I think it's unlikely that there are trailers coming out this week because there's nothing to attach them to. I don't think there's any big events like sporting events and stuff. Because remember, there's no movies coming out this week. But the week after, we'll finally have some movies. Yes, Hades 81. I will be reviewing Pam and Tommy on Wednesday when the embargo lifts. Barbie, I'm not sure when we'll see Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn again. I think that it hasn't worked out that well. I think Margot Robbie probably wants to do other stuff with her career. But she has said that she wants to come back. I think Margot Robbie is a very strong actress. I think Margot Robbie is actually a very good producer. But I think the only place that she has a problem is producing for her own acting roles. I think for some reason that doesn't work. I'm not sure why. Like, for instance, she produced Maid, that wonderful show with Margaret Qualley and Andy. I forgot the last name for some reason. Andy McDowell, is that who it is, right? On Netflix. And she also did Promising Young Woman. I think she's a very strong producer. And she's producing Emerald Fennell's next movie. So, we'll see. I think Margot Robbie wants to win an Oscar, as we've known for a while. So I think she should focus on that. But I don't think it's going to be in a movie she produces. I think she should focus on getting in someone else's movie and getting a really amazing role. That's right, Chico. She's going to be Barbie with Ryan Gosling. Maybe she doesn't want to win an Oscar. But I don't know. Greta Gerwig? Noah Baumbach? That's an incredible behind-the-camera team. I don't know. I have to see the movie. I don't know how broad the appeal is going to be of that film, quite frankly. Oh, it's past 10 minutes? You're right. All right, let me do a couple of shout-outs. So just tell me what you're up to so I can say hello. Are you eating anything? Are you doing anything? What's up? Bye, Steven. Bye, KK. Ivan, does Pam and Tommy have extreme nudity? It sure does. Jose says, doing laundry. Oh, that's awesome. Kim is making banana bread. KK is also baking. I love keeping you guys company while you do stuff. Thank you, Aria. Right back at you. I love you too. Adam says, I'm at work bored. Well, I'm happy I could help out for half an hour. Keith, I can't wait to see your BTT fan art. Be sure to send it to me. Stardust says, I'm on my lunch break at Amazon. Excellent. Scott, how did your triple coconut cake turn out? Let's see here. Jennifer is sneaking the stream at work. I love it. Yes, we'll be very quiet. Anna is eating pesto tortellini in Indiana while doing some homework. Ah, look at you multitask, Anna. I'm impressed. Let's see here. Oh, Jason, I'm sorry you have a nosebleed. Tovi, being lazy. I appreciate your honesty, and we've all been there. Chad says, I'm at work in a meeting with my coworker in Union Square. Hello, Chad's coworker. Bye, Dancing Dog 60. Japalo is avoiding writing my thesis and watching videos. We've been there too. Dark Knight 151 says, I'm eating dinner and enjoying your stream on the couch. Ah, excellent. That means you're an international viewer. It's so nice to see everybody. I love hearing where people are from. I love that this is a global conversation. It's so fun to connect with people across the planet. Oh, Jorge, I'm so sorry about your brother. I hope he feels better soon and that you're good. Jose, I'm not sure when we're going to do our next movie watch-along, because we know doing the shows has really taken over watch-alongs. And also, it's been difficult lately because movies release not all simultaneously. We're getting a little closer to that, though. We'll probably do a Spider-Man No Way Home watch-along whenever that comes out. Danny says, having a cup of tea watching your live stream as always. Delicious! Oh, much love to you in Glasgow, Scotland, Tarlos. A lot of filming going on around you. Aria is excited for Moonfall. Me too, actually. Ah, Tanya, it's so nice. I've missed you too. Mike is just chilling in sunny Puerto Rico. I love it. Let's see here. Max Rollo is just coming out of quarantine in the UK. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're almost done. Dane is fighting Shumagorath in his backyard. Good luck. Hope you've got some Doctor Strange moves. Let's see here. Jorge says, thanks a lot. We had our 3 vaccines. Should go by easily. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you're protected. I also have my 3 shots. Oh, Joshua's also in Puerto Rico. Oh, yeah. Hey, Clayton Harding. Let's see here. Oh, High Tea says, drinking tea while watching the snow in Novi, Michigan. Falling snow is so beautiful. I'm jealous. Matt is coming at you from snowy Michigan, also snow, watching Batman the Animated Series with my son, eating popcorn on the couch. Batman the Animated Series is so good. Sage of the Ghost Fire is in Florida, where it's definitely not snowing. Says, just chilling at work. And Danielle also has a winter storm in Toronto. Yet another one. Stay safe. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out. It was so nice seeing all of you. I have some cool new emojis for you, probably maybe in the next week or so. Isaac says, watching from Phoenix, I'll be heading to boot camp tomorrow, so it'll be a while when I come back. Oh, that's great, Isaac. Thank you for your service. That's such an exciting chapter in your life. Be sure to check in and write me on Twitter and tell me how you're doing. So everybody, you're just the absolute best. I'm hoping to do another live stream tomorrow. I think that while there's watch-alongs, I'll probably be doing 2 live streams a week and then the watch-along. But then, of course, after Boba Fett, we have a break. Maybe we'll do like a Turning Red watch-along. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll do a Turning Red watch-along when that debuts on Disney+. Would anybody be interested in that? Any interest? I'm gonna wait for you guys to catch up to me. Dane says no. That's funny, Dane. But I see a lot of yeses. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see what the schedule's like. But that's something we could do. Well, maybe we'll try and do a movie watch along in that break there. But it might be Spider-Man if that comes out instead. I must say, it might be Spider-Man instead, because that's, I have to do what will have the biggest interest. So I got to figure that out. All right, you guys. Oh, Caleb, that's so nice to you. Caleb's a vet too. I love the solidarity. You guys, again, thank you for your service. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye. Toodles. I will be reviewing Turning Red. Yes, Matthew.